Expelliarmus. Comedy's rock and roll. If rock and roll is dressing like a supervisor from Burger King, then rock on. I'll introduce myself again. My name is Matthew Hallet, 22 years of age, studying comedy at Cellar University. That means I'm still on the course, thank you. I'll let you know a little bit about myself. You guys can obviously see from here. It's a dark room, but there are lights. I am indeed ginger. You get a lot of strange questions asked to you when you have ginger hair. A lady came up to me one time and she said to me, "Matthew, you're actually quite attractive for a ginger." I said, "Thank you, Mum." But no, seriously, some woman came up to me and said, "I'm quite attractive for a ginger." I was thinking to myself, that's a fairly backhanded compliment. It's kind of like going up to a karaoke bar and saying to someone, "You know, you're not actually a bad singer, considering you're deaf." That was my impression of a deaf person singing "Hit Me Baby One More Time." I'm sure you all got it. Other things about myself, I'm also from Cornwall. Now, Cornish men have a habit of being very chauvinistic. That's chauvinistic, girls, big word. But there are a few sort of routine Cornish jokes that go around. I'd like to demonstrate and give you guys a couple of examples, and I'll throw the accent in as well. You've paid your £2, you may as well get your money's worth. So here we go. I was standing outside my house the other day, and a man comes up to me and he says, "You're mad. What's the quickest way to Penzance?" I said, "Are you walking or are you in a car?" He said, "I'm in a car." I said, "That's quicker." This one's a little bit longer. There's a couple, 80 years old they are, been married for 50 of them, and the wife says to the husband, "Excuse me, darling, we've been married for 50 years. I'd love to get you something for our anniversary that you've never had before. What can I get you?" He says, "Well, 50 years of marriage, you've never given me a hand job. I'd like one of those." And she's like, "Well, okay, but I've never done one before. What if it doesn't go well?" He says, "I'll tell you what, I'll give you a week to practice. You can practice on a bottle of ketchup. Come back in a week's time when you think you got it weighed off and we'll get it on." She's like, "Right on." So a week later she comes back and she goes, "Darling, I think I've got it weighed off." Her voice has gone higher now, she's nervous. So he pulls down his trousers, she grabs hold of his penis. A couple of guys in the audience gone. Did anybody see the advert put out by the NSPCC over Christmas?
Yes.
Thank you. One person. I'll explain it to you anyway. The first child comes on screen and says, "For Christmas this year, I'd really like a bicycle." The second child comes on and goes, "For Christmas this year, I'd really like a new doll." And the third child comes on and goes, "For Christmas this year, I just don't want to be punched anymore." Well, there are some things money can't buy, but for everything else, there's master. Also, watching a lot of television over Christmas, you couldn't help but see that Woolworths had obviously gone bust, which is a shame. I used to like going into Woolworths. Pointless fact, but I did. But I've come up with a theory, and I think I know why Woolworths went bust. Who here remembers Pick and Mix from Woolies? Yeah. Good times, Pick and Mix. Now they started off, you would put your Pick and Mix in a bag, take it to the counter, you'd weigh it, and the weight would constitute a price. You know where you stand. 10 grams, a pound's worth. You know, similar in other fields now, but not that generous. You know what I mean? If you can get 10 grams for a pound, fuck me, you saw it coming. Anyway, yeah, you know. But then they changed it. They had different size pots. You know, each pot would be a different price. You know what I mean, don't you? They were in the tubs. Who here remembers picking up the smallest tub and cramming as much